Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. It is Holger versus Alex de MINAUR, the semi-finals. We're going to be getting into this. I'm looking forward to it. It should be a pretty exciting match. De MINAUR's had some really good results so far in Queen's Club, and he looks like he's finding his feet on the grass. And he is a pretty grassful player, and very solid on all surfaces. But I think it's fair to say, given that he doesn't have the most powerful game, that he tends to be able to adjust quite nicely onto the faster courts, because he can mainly deflect power rather than having to generate his own, say, on the clay. Moves very well as well. We know that he's called the Speed Demon, or Demon, as people like to call him. But yeah, look, it should be an interesting match. Holger 2-1 up in the head-to-head. They've never played on grass. Twice on indoor hard, Holger won, and then this year in Acapulco, de MINAUR won in 3 sets. So the faster courts, technically indoor hard, you'd say Holger had the advantage. You'd say he's a slight favourite. Good serve out wide though from Holger. The forehand from de MINAUR, the beautiful forehand cross straight away, forces Holger Rune into a mistake. Can't dig that out back into court, so love 15. Start from the Aussie. Serve down the tee from Holger Rune, finds the net. Second serve coming up. Second serve into the backhand. Dimona goes down the middle, forehand down the line from Rune. Backhand cross from Dimona's absolutely massive. He started off crunching the board here, the Aussie. Holger Rune going almost into clay court mode a little bit with the forehand long top spin, quite a bit of air. Dimona's like, no, I'm going to flatten out my ground strokes. I know it's going to work on grass. I know that I'm going to get purchase off this surface if I am aggressive. Working early doors here, love 30. Can serve though, good body serve from Rune, then goes forehand down the line into the net though. Dimona with a pretty good return again, although Rune, that +1 shot should have done better with the forehand. Did try to flatten out this time with the forehand, but flattens out too much and finds the net. Early break points here. Alexis Bazan. Lexi, how you doing? So Demon says juice lover. Indeed, good serve down the tee, short return from Dimona, but it's a bad miss. Bad miss from Holger Rune. And it is 1 love. Dimona, you just broke into love. Lex says, is it just me or can I hear the background music? You might have actually, I've just turned it off, so that'll probably be why. So apologies for that. Right. Very good start from the Australian. Holger Rune. Early mistakes. The first 2 points, big hitting from Dimona. There's not really much you can do about that. Understandable. The next 2 points, bad misses. Bad misses from Holger Rune. Forehand into the net, then a forehand long. Obviously not quite warmed into this match yet, but it's early doors. It's a long way to go. Dimona, though, started off very well. So on the tee to the backhand of Rune. It's a short backhand that finds the net. So 15 love. Lexi says Rune is going down. He's definitely the favourite, I think, given the head-to-head, although they haven't played on grass, but more the fact that he looked quite good. Well, recently, though, so's Dimona. He flattens out that serve. He's playing really well at the moment. Great serve down the tee. Forehand miss from Rune. Rune, I think, is going... Looks like he's a little bit surprised that Dimona's playing this well. He's kind of like, interesting, as if he wasn't expecting Dimona to come out and play this well. Maybe hit the ball as cleanly as he's hitting right now. 2 big serves from Dimona. You wouldn't normally say that. Second serve into the backhand of Rune. Forehand down the line from Dimona. Backhand to backhand here. Backhand goes long from Dimona. Great backhand from Rune. Flattens out across court. And Dimona rushed on that side. 30-15. It's interesting because I would say against most players, Dimona's trying to extend rallies when he can, and he'll grind down people because he's got very good shot tolerance, generally speaking. But you could argue that Holger Rune has actually got better shot tolerance, generally speaking, anyway. And maybe Dimona will want to finish off the points, which he's trying to do here. Beautiful from Dimona. Wow. Very good. Great serve out wide from Dimona, then goes forehand for the +1 shot, comes to the net. Beautiful volley on the stretch. Wow. This is very impressive stuff early on here from Alex Dimona. What he did yesterday, impressed. That's the way to win tactics. Wow. Against, yeah. Good serve down the tee. Into the backhand of Rune. Doesn't make the return. So 2 love consolidates the break. And Rune's only won 1 point in the first 2 games here. And it wasn't on his serve. Matthew says, good afternoon, Matthew. Good afternoon. How you doing? Sean says, Dimona has improved his attacking play. He has. I have to be honest, I haven't watched a lot of him. So this is a real surprise to me. I've watched some highlights of it, but I haven't watched any full matches of him for a little bit. So this is a really pleasant surprise, in all honesty. Because it almost seems like he's adapted his game for the surface a little bit. He's playing a bit more aggressively. He knows he's got the legs and the defensive capabilities, but can he add that bit of extra firepower? And he's trying to. Slice from Rune. Slice from Dimona. Slice from Rune into the net. Mistake after mistake for Holger Rune early doors here. You just wonder That match against Musetti was only it was only 2 sets, sorry, even, but mentally and physically it's taken a little bit out of him. He's been playing a lot of tennis this year as well, Rune. Served out wide is good from Rune. Massive forehand. Wow. The backhand from Dimona wasn't bad. Very well struck, but maybe not quite deep enough. Rune, though, plants his feet early, crunches the forehand, goes down the middle of the court, but these courts are so quick and he hit that so cleanly. Dimona can't get it back into play. 15-all. Like, unlike Dimitrov, who was mentally flaky, Dimona will put his best foot forward and won't be himself. Yeah, he shouldn't, should he? Yeah, he's normally quite good in that sense. Pretty solid mentally. Good set out wide from Rune, though. Dimona can't make it. 30-15. Like says Dimona is fine, but of course he needs to play it like how Rune is playing it. He can't be nice. Hello, everyone. Hey, David. Great surge on a tee again from Rune. Again into the forehand of the Australian. And he can't make it yet again. So 40-15 here. 2-game points. And it's a much better service game so far for Rune after getting broken to love, of course, in the opening game. Serve into the backhand of Dimona's short return. It's a little dink from Rune as he comes to the net. He gets past beautifully, though, down the line from the Australian. The little dink from Rune into the backhand corner just wasn't quite good enough. And Dimona makes him pay. Probably about a foot behind the baseline. But the ball sat up nicely because it was just a little bit of a nothing approach. He placed it well, but no pace, no spin on it at all. And Dimona, or Demon as I might end up calling him throughout this stream, executes a beautiful pass. So 40-30 here. Rune will be hoping to just seal the deal now. He won't want a juice game after being 2-love down. Was watching the Rune highlights. Looks like he's moving better side to side. Some good squash shot style gets. How do you rate his chance of winning at some point? The youth will be good at grass. Slides from Rune. Slides from Dimona down the middle. Backhand into the net from Rune. We are going to juice. Yeah, I mean, look, I wouldn't say his game is the most suited to grass, but what I will say is there are aspects of his game that are good on grass, and they should translate when they have been. I think his willingness to come forward to the net, very good. He transitions well. He likes to serve and volley as well when he can, which I think is a really good tactic. Obviously on grass, we know, being quicker. Good serve out wide from Rune, then goes forehand down the middle, backhand in the middle from Dimona, forehand down the line. Holger Rune at the net, drop volleys are good enough. Well, it wasn't, but Dimona hits the little dink straight at Rune, and he puts it into the open court, easy as you like, and it sets up an easy winner in the end. Advantage Rune, very well played, and that's a good example of him coming forward from that point, and that's what's going to put him in good stead. He's got good hands. Defensively, we know he's good. In his movement, as you said, he's all these young players are working on their movement on grass. Alcaraz was saying himself. He said he was watching Murray and Federer because he doesn't think he can replicate what Djokovic does on grass, which is slide, which Sinner does as well. Beautiful from Rune. Wow. Slice to slice on the backhand side, and the backhand from Rune. Beautifully executed. Finds a great short backhand angle. 2-1. Still a breakdown, though. Dave said there wasn't much to do there for Dimona. The down the line shot was so difficult. Good shot selection from Holger. Yeah, nothing you can do there. Just the drop shot volley was good. Like, it was good enough to get him an easy put away. I think Dimona did what he could in that instance. He's on the stretch. Not really much he could have done at that point. And Dimona, nods and applauds his racket. Maybe, like Lexi said, he needs to be less nice. Maybe he needs to be like, no, you know what? Yeah, that was good, but I'm not going to applaud you. I'm going to go back to my seat and I'm going to make sure I hold here now because he's got the break. He needs to make sure it counts, of course. It's amazing though, right? Grass court tennis, so much quicker than the clay. 3-minute games we've had, right? Kind of like it in a way because it's nice. Like, you get exciting tennis and it's a good contrast to the clay. I'd arguably like the clay court swing more than any other swing because I just think it's very intriguing. But the grass has its own different type of entertainment, which I do enjoy. But yeah, in terms of the younger crop and Holger, I think, I could see him making a quarterfinal maybe. It depends on the draw, in all honesty, because all these younger players are a lot more vulnerable on grass. And, for example, if they draw I don't know, if you play like a Maxim Cressy in the first round or a Marin Cilic, like you're going to be, or, in the first 2, 3 rounds, you're in trouble, right? So they it really does depend who they play, in all honesty, in the draw. But Holger Rune should be able to do relatively well. He needs to flatten out his ground strokes a little bit, especially his forehand. It's a little bit clay courty still at times. That's a good forehand, though, down the line from Holger Rune. Then goes into out. Good tactics to utilize on this low bouncing surface. And Dimona tries to go for broke down the line with the backhand. He's missed it. So love 15. If he can just get himself out of the clay court mode and try and find a little bit of extra aggression, Holger Rune, he'll find that he's going to be playing a lot better. And I can see he's been trying to, but it's hard to just suddenly switch off your clay court mode, right? And of course, there were moments in the clay court swing where in matches where he would just batten down the hatches and go high and heavy with top spin down the middle of the court even at times and just break down opponents. Backhand to backhand here, good angles. They found slice from Rune, very short. Slice from Dimona. Approaches net, great slice from Dimona. Drop volley, oh, beautifully done. Wow. The Rune slice was short. It was a bit awkward actually for Dimona, but he made the most of it, really, really took advantage of it. Great movement from the Australian, and the backhand slice ends up being very difficult for Rune to do anything with, and he kind of just digs it out. And an easy drop volley in the end for Dimona, but executed to perfection. So 15-all. This is Rublev plays 3 sets under an hour and 45 minutes. Is great. Yeah, that's what you want. I mean, I don't mind the bounce of the ball and stuff, but I'd prefer it if they just got on with it. Slice from Rune as he approaches the net. Oh, tries to whip the forehand cross-court. Dimona, he's missed it. So 15-30, interesting, of course, and you'll see this a lot on the grass, which is very, very different to the clay in the sense that a lot of players will approach the net with a backhand slice. You won't see that much, if at all, even in some matches on clay, even on hard courts at times. But on grass, it's a pretty useful tactic because the ball really does skid on. And the slice, a good backhand slice, is very valuable on the grass. As Holger Rune goes backhand to backhand on Dimona, he goes long. So 30-all, that's an important point for Demon to win. I think the thing is as well, the slice, backhand slice is important. And, we're not going to see Berrettini by the looks of it anytime soon. I don't know if he's playing. Did he even play? I think he was injured, no? Good serve from Dimona, and the return from Rune goes long. There's a rogue ball on the court. Berrettini, yeah, he pulled out of his match with Rusevori. So that wide missed. How much do you factor the Acapulco 3-set win for Dimona versus Rune? Rune didn't really show up properly until clay, and it's a very slow and humid court. Sure, to give Alex confidence, though. Yeah, you'll give him some confidence, but in terms of how it translates onto this surface, it doesn't, right? As you said, slow, heavy conditions, completely different to these conditions at Queen's Club on the grass. And the fact that, it's a completely different surface as well. I don't think you can really take too much from it, in all honesty. But what it will give, as you said, is a little bit of confidence to the Australian that he can beat Holger Rune. Serve out wide from Dimona. Shank from Rune. Add up to the Australian. And of course, a little bit weird for some of you who might only just watch Wimbledon or a lot of Wimbledon rather than any of the other grass court tournaments. You'll see that both players wearing coloured outfits, but that will be all gone in Wimbledon. As Rune tries to go big with the into-end forehand, clips the top of the net cord, drifts long. It is a good hold in the end for Dimona. He's 3-1 up here in this first set, only 14 minutes played. And it's that slice of Dimona. He's got a good backhand slice. Been watching it in the first 4 games, and Holger Rune isn't too bad either, but Dimona really does. He does dig it. He goes for it. A lot of spin, a lot of pace. Very low with the net. It's an effective tool on this surface. Yes, you still need to have a drive backhand. I don't think you can survive with just a slice, but you can get away with it more on this surface than the other. As it's a smash opportunity for RUNE, puts it away. Good serve, good +1 shot. After a short return, approaches the forehand of Dimona, gets a lob, puts away the smash. David says, Alex is really comfortable on grass. Pretty much always has been. Do Aussie players grow up on grass? I don't know. Actually, that's a good point. I don't think they do, but I could be wrong. I have to ask Pat that, to be fair. He'll probably tell me whether grass courts are readily available in Australia. Served on a tee from RUNE. Short return, drop shot from RUNE. Slips, but it doesn't matter. He does slip, but he does enough because Dimona can't make it. With 30 love. He looks at the surface. That will happen because these players... Oh, it's an interesting little trip there as well from RUNE. See his ankle giving way a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I remember him playing against Korda. It was like a 5-setter. He lost it in the first round a couple of years ago in 2021. And Korda's also pretty comfortable on grass as well. I just think Dimona, his movement, he takes small steps. He's got a low center of gravity. I think he finds it probably more comfortable and more easy than a lot of other players to move on this surface. Backhands down the middle of the court. Into out goes RUNE. Backhand on the line from Dimona as a winner. Wow. Right, so that's a really good example of where Dimona's in grass court mode and RUNE is still in clay court mode. That's a shocker. RUNE went into out with the forehand. And yes, it wasn't too bad, to be fair, the forehand, but a lot of spin, a fair bit of height as well. Didn't really hit through it. Didn't flatten it out, and Dimona got there a lot of time and executed a beautiful backhand down the line. And exactly what David said, what a backhand. He has an absolute bullet of a backhand down the line. But it is still 30-15 RUNE. Mo says, does anyone know why after 3 games there is a delay in the first Hala semi-final? No idea. As RUNE nets the backhand. Bublik's 3-1 up there, by the way. 80 mile per hour, but the grass really helps Dimona's flat strokes brutal. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that's why you'd actually expect Medvedev to be really good on this surface, but I actually feel like he likes hitting the ball very low over the net. So when from the opponent's side of the court, he's like, great. Like, you know, when I'm hitting the ball, when I'm in control, great. But I feel like he doesn't actually like getting low bouncing balls back to hit, if that makes sense. So his style is really good, I think, in an offensive manner or like, you know, against opponents. But I think what comes back, he actually doesn't feel super comfortable with. And also the movement on grass as well. So the lob from Dimona goes wide, 40-30, game point here, RUNE. And yeah, Bublik is 3-1 up against Zverev, 30 love up on his serve. That would be a big upset if he were to win. He's obviously very talented, Alexander Bublik, but hasn't had the best of... I think it's fair to say he's not really realised his potential as of yet. Oh, missed backhand from Dimona. 3-2. Sure, Medvedev's technique is not as good for taking it early. Yeah, it's not. It's not. You're right. It's not as good for taking it early, but I was more saying about the end result of the ground strokes, right? The way that he hits is so low over the net. Obviously, it's going to be conducive to this type of surface, flat ground strokes, but I agree. Ghost says, I hope Zverev loses. Yeah, well, you know, that could be the case. We'll see. Very true. Sean loves time on the ball. He does. He does. I mean, I think he needs to try. I think on the backhand side of it, I feel like the backhand side he's okay with not as much time. He doesn't have a massive backswing. Forehand, though, does. He's got big levers on that side. And I know that he's already kind of revamped it a little bit to try and take it a bit earlier and be more aggressive in the first half of this year, or first few months anyway, which is why it's so good. And also hitting a lot more winners on that side. Could he shorten it out a little bit? Exactly. Exactly what Ghost is saying here. His take back, his swing is way too big, says Ghost. Yeah, it is. Especially on... I feel the backhand is okay, I was saying. But yeah, I agree. Definitely on the forehand side. And obviously that's a really, really important side, right? I think what he'll need to do is he'll need to try and shorten it. Now, I don't know whether he has the capacity in such a short period of time to do that, but I think that's his only chance. If he really wants to try and compete for the title, that is, it's a really, really, really big factor. Is giving himself a little bit more time. That means just making that swing a bit more compact. So into the backhand of Rune. What a return winner from Rune on the second serve. Backhand into out winner. Very good. There's you have an image in your mind of maybe getting befuddled with a low ball to his forehand side, just cannot handle that consistency at all. Image of maybe getting befuddled with a low ball. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I agree. That's exactly what I was saying. Yeah, I think he struggles a lot with low bouncing balls, especially to his forehand, as you said. And I guess on the clay, what he did is it must be hard for him because he revamped his forehand a little bit, a lot adjusted on the clay and hit a lot more height and topspin. And then he comes to the clay onto the grass and he needs to go back to what he was doing, but actually make his swing more compact. Like it's almost like he needs 3 variations of a forehand. Wow, Rune, he's making moves here. He's making moves. de Minaur approaches the net, but approaches the backhand of Rune. It's another sweetly struck backhand, and this time it's a passing shot. A rockets cross-court past the Australian. 15-30. Yeah, that Rune backhand pass to Lockyer is very, very good, isn't he, on that side? The forehand side, he's pretty accurate, but he can hit with a bit more height, so it gives you a bit more chance at the net of being able to make that volley, that is. Good serve out wide, though. Return isn't made. 30 all. 30 all. Return. Nice. Yeah, Rune's backhand pass. I mean, similar to Djokovic in that sense. Also Zverev as well. I'd rather approach the forehand of Zverev and even the forehand of Rune in a lot of instances than the backhands, because I just feel like the backhands might not be struck as hard, but definitely a lot more accurate. I feel like it's a lot more natural at times. Good serve again from de Minaur. Missed return again from Rune. So 40-30. You're going to see a lot of that on the grass. Quick points. Unreturnables, aces. Return winners at times when people get it right, like Rune did earlier in this game. Big 1+ plays as well. Good second serve. It's a kick serve, interestingly. It's the backhand of Rune, and he should do better with it. He does find the net, though. So 4-2. de Minaur not too far away from this first set. Talking of first sets, Alexander Bublik is 4-1 up against Alexander Zverev. 30 all on Zverev's serve. I like going low. For example, every time someone blasts a flat forehand to my baseline, I think of... Okay. Your mama, very good. Very good. Serve out wide is missed from Rune. Second serve coming up. Massive second serve. Whoa. Forehand missed from de Minaur. 15 love. Demi, come on, says Lexi. First serves made 73% for de Minaur, 68% for Rune. Points 1 behind the first serve, 78% for de Minaur, 61% for Rune. Backhand cross from de Minaur. Slice from Rune into the net. He's struggling a little bit. Just find the balance between hitting low enough over the net to give himself an advantage in the exchanges and also avoiding, though, hitting the net, going too flat. Hasn't quite found his rhythm, you'd say. Demi can't. Demi doesn't sound right. Demi sounds like Domi, doesn't it? Like Dominic Thiem. Or Dimi, which is Dimitrov. So that wide is good. Block return from de Minaur. Slice from de Minaur. Very floaty, though. Lob, though, as Holger doesn't put away the first volley. Or doesn't put away the smash either. What a point. Lob again from de Minaur. Goes wide this time. I tell you what. Rune, they got away with that a little bit. He did. Rune got away with that because the smash should have been put away, and Dimona got there. The backhand volley though from Rune, very good under pressure, good composure into the corner again. Queen's such a beautiful tournament. It is. I went there last year actually. Yeah. You know what? I actually went on this day as well. Oh, forehand missed from Dimona. 40-15. Missed the forehand return. Yeah, the worst thing is, I was thinking about this today because I went this time last year, and so semi-finals day, right? And originally, Alcaraz was supposed to play a tournament. He didn't play. He pulled out beforehand. And I think about today, obviously, you've got Alcaraz, Korda, and Rune Dimona, like two really good matches. Oh, really good from Rune. Good drop volley. And Dimona gets there but can't make it. So, 4-3s in touching distance. Holger Rune, but the Australian still in front at 4-3 here. And yeah, last year, obviously, I went to it. And who did we get? Like, no offense to some of these players, but obviously the caliber is a bit lower last year than it was this year. Because we had Berrettini versus Van der Zandschulp for one of the semi-finals, which isn't too bad, to be fair. Van der Zandschulp's pretty good. Berrettini obviously ended up winning it. He's a really good grass court player, so that was a pretty good one. But then we had Cilic versus Krajinovic. Cilic, obviously, pretty good grass court player, but Krajinovic, I mean, do you know what I mean? It just wasn't the same as like today. You got Holger Rune, Dimona, Cord Alcaraz. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I feel like it's levels. There's levels, and I feel like, yeah, it would have been very, very good to see this, but it is what it is. It's just it's part of luck, isn't it? You pay for tickets, then you just get what you get. Ghost says Berrettini's good on grass. Yeah, he was. I took some videos of him. I think it's on the channel actually. The shorts I took of him. And Ghost says, so what happened last year? So Berrettini beat Van der Zandschulp and Krajinovic beat Cilic, which was a big upset. Played really well. Made the final, and Berrettini beat Krajinovic in the final. So yeah. And in Hala, it was Hakat who beat Medvedev in the final there. Well, both of them are out of Hala, so yeah. We're going to get a new winner there. And of course, it looked like Kyrgios was going to play Hala this year. A lot of people picked him to win the tournament. He still doesn't seem like he's fully fit. Ghost says, I mean, why didn't Queens draw the big names last year? It's tough to say, in honesty. I mean, I guess a lot of them were playing Hala, so I think Dimon, I don't know if he played. I think he might have. I think he might have lost. Rune didn't play it, to be fair. Rune didn't play. I think Rune might have played Hala, maybe. Alcaraz pulled out. He was supposed to play. He pulled out. Murray went out early. Who else? Korda, I think, was injured. Second serve into the forehand of Rune. What a return down the line. Holy moly. Takes it early on the forehand. It's a great return. Love 15. Rune, very aggressive on that return, and that's what he'll need on this surface, is to make sure that he's taking the ball as early as possible on return. You'll get a lot of purchase for your return. You'll get a lot of value for taking the ball early, as he this time though has to block the return, goes long. It's a very good serve down the tee from Dimona, 15-0. Yeah, I mean, I just think it's just one of those things. Although this year, yeah, and this year Hala has some really good players as well, in honesty. But yeah, it's an interesting one. Hard to really say exactly why last year they didn't. I think it was just more a little bit of luck there as well, because they did have some players. Alcaraz, as I said, was supposed to play. But anyway, a lot of players played Hala, to be fair. Like Shapovalov, I think, played Queens this year. I think last year he did play Queens last year. He just went out early. Backhand to backhand. Backhand missed from Rune. 40-15. Queens is packed. Look at these crowds. Why can't Rome and Madrid and Roland Garros get that kind of turnout? I don't know. Don't know. Well, I guess to be fair, it's a Saturday though. In all honesty, because I mean, I'm assuming, and I don't remember off the top of my head, but on a weekend those venues were packed as well. No, when I went, it was packed as well. To be fair, last year, yeah, last year it was last year. So, but yeah, so into the backhand of Rune, forehand to forehand here. Forehand down the middle is in. It's a miss hit one though. Massive into and forehand from Rune, 40-30. Goes to they really need an unreturnable serve stats, or even alongside aces. Agreed, yeah, 100%. Winner speed 101 miles per hour. That is massive from Rune. Yeah, they definitely need. They also need forced errors as a stat, don't they? They need forced errors, and I guess that probably feeds into unreturnable serves, right? Because unreturnable serve doesn't count as a clean winner, from my understanding. But it's also not an unforced error. It's a forced error, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, so out wide from Dimona, backhand miss from Rune. Juice. 5-3. Not Juice, 5-3. So one game away from this first set, Dimona. Only 31 minutes played. David, I always call him Demi. I don't like the demon. I always forget his first name. Alex. Just Alex. Lexi, his first name is the easiest first name you can come across. Alex. Literally Alex. Love it. Ghost says Rune has a nice chip slash block shot on return, but he's putting way too much topspin on his forehand. Yeah, agree exactly. I was saying this earlier today, earlier in the stream even. I think it was David was asking about Holger Rune's chances, and I said he's got a good net game. He likes to transition, come forward. It's a double fault, by the way, from Rune to start off. Not a good start, though. He's going to challenge it. Let's see what comes out of this. It's way long. So, love 15. But I like the fact that he wants to transition and come forward. His transition game's good. 7 volley as well, I think, is pretty... no, it's pretty potent as well. Good hands on the net. I like that. And I think his backhand, for the most part, is actually okay on the surface. He can flatten out pretty naturally. Forehand side, though, I think, yeah, as you said, too much topspin, almost in clay court mode at times. You can see he's been trying to flatten out, and it has worked when he's done it. But, for example, that backhand earlier on that Dimona hit down the line for a winner was because Rune was in control at the point that went with kind of high topspin into out, and Dimona just pummeled him down the line with the backhand because it just sat up a lot more than it would do, say, on a clay court. Massive backhand from Rune. Dimona can't make the volley. 15 all here. Dimona's trying to push here for the break. He knows there might be a bit of pressure on him, serving at 5-4, of course. Oh, forehand down the line and return from Dimona. Dimona's going to challenge it. He wants to challenge it. It looked very close. It might have clipped the outside of the line. My initial thought was it was just wide. Alexander Bublik, by the way, is 5-2 up against Alexander Zverev in the battle of the Alexanders and the battle of the Sashas, of course. So he has missed it, Dimona. So good call from the line judge. Interesting. I wonder when they're gonna have automatic line judges at these events as well. Anyway, backhand in the middle from Dimona, clips the net cord Rune with his forehand and a slice into the net after Dimona clips the tram line. This time he does clip it. That slice has not been at its best today, Rune's slice, that is. I would say Dimona's backhand slice a lot better. But yeah, also Ghost, a good point about Rune is the backhand slice. He needs to improve that a little bit. It's interesting. It was almost... I find everyone who trains under Patrick Mouratoglou doesn't tend to have a very good slice. Oh, interesting. Serve and tries to volley, but it ends up being a half volley. Dinks it wide, 30-40. So breakpoint opportunity here and set point for Dimona. Jerome says, you played on grass much as I've never played, but I'm hoping to this summer. It looks like a fun surface. So I've played on artificial grass. My club has artificial grass as well, which is supposed to play very similarly to grass, like normal grass. Concern on the tee from Rune. Then goes forehand in the middle, though. Not a very good approach. Not a good approach at all. Straight at Dimona. He crunches it at Rune, who volleys into the net. First set is the Australians. 6-3. Yeah, just needs to do better there, Rune, with that approach. I mean, it's poor. Struck it right down the middle. Not going to get away with that. But yeah, I should be playing on grass like you, Jerome, at some point this summer. No place has grass courts near me. And in fact, it's actually a Wimbledon tennis center, but it's open to the community. So I play there in the winter normally, play on the indoor hard courts, which are like really, really good. I mean, I think they're like Grand Slam level. Look at this for Dimona, by the way. 4 winners to 1 unforced error. 1 unforced error from Dimona. That is incredible. Set of tennis. Can he keep that up is the question. Rune 6 winners to 11 unforced errors. So not good from him. Needs to get those unforced errors down or start hitting a lot more winners, that's for sure. But yeah, I think for grass, we'll be playing on it this summer, as I said, at the Wimbledon Tennis Centre. So that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. My serve, so for my level, my serve, like club level that is, my serve's quite big, so I should enjoy it. I just need to make sure that I'm transitioning and volleying well in the net, because I'm going to try and serve and volley, which will be good. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I play quite aggressively, so it might suit my game. I've got a good drop shot as well. But I read up. We've also got clay at my club, artificial clay, which plays. I've played on normal clay before. It plays basically exactly the same as normal clay. So I think the artificial grass that we've got probably plays very similar to normal grass, but I'm looking forward to playing on it, to be fair. But they only open it for some reason. So I think it's after Wimbledon, because actually those courts, they actually use them. So it's not Wimbledon, but it's a tennis centre about 10 15 minutes away from Wimbledon. And it's a Wimbledon tennis centre. And the qualifiers use it to train. And also some of the players, I think, before Wimbledon, they use those courts to train on. So it's not open to the public until after. And then you can book the courts basically and play on them. So I'm looking forward to that. I think it's normally mid-July or something, or back in July until September. I thought it was Alistair. No, it's Alex. It's Alex. Dimono's first name. That's interesting. Is Mouratoglou against the slice? No, he's not against the slice, but yeah, Sean says, I'll talk about this in a second. Serve into the body of Rune. Block return. Backhand cross from Dimono. Comes to the net. Oh, it's a good backhand from Rune. Made it very awkward. Very low over the net. And Dimono has to try and kind of scoop it out at ankle height for a drop volley. Misses it. Love 15. Sean says, I actually saw a video on Mouratoglou teaching the slice and saying you shouldn't copy Fed's technique on slice. Made me wonder. Yeah. So I've watched a few of his videos. Some of them are very good. When he talks about the dominant eye, I thought that was really good. Reference Federer and Zverev and stuff look good. The slice one I didn't agree with, to be fair. Massive backhand from Rune into out. And Dimono on the back foot here. Love 30. Doesn't make the return doesn't make the backhand even. Rune trying to make moves here straight away. He basically said, Mouratoglou, that when you slice, you should be slicing always in front of you. But you can't generate as much spin by doing that. I found it very weird that he said as well that you shouldn't copy Federer. Massive serve out wide from Dimono, forehand into the net. There are different ways to slice, definitely. Like it's similar to like a forehand or backhand. But he was very adamant that you should only slice one way, and I thought that was very weird. But I mean, Tsitsipas doesn't have a very good slice either. Tsitsipas has been on Mouratoglou for years. Serve into the body of Rune. Block return goes wide. Good body serve. 30-all. Jerome says, I wonder what grass are like on the knees. Is it a bit more forgiving than hard court in terms of impact? Yeah, it is. It is. It's harder to move on it, though. It's a bit more slippery, so you kind of really got to have your footing. So that wide backhand, forehanding from Rune goes long. 40-30. Ghost says, I've played on grass literally once in my life, and I really liked it. Fast, lots of skip shots. Low pickup, very funny. Yeah, you got to get low, don't you? Got to get low. That's what I find with the artificial grass that we have at my club. Jerome says, Rune's name reminded me, did anyone here ever play RuneScape? Very good. No, I didn't, but lots of my friends did. Oh, double fault from Dimono. Did so well. Love 30 down. Brought it to 40-30, and the double fault brings him back to juice. I'll be disappointed with that. He needs to be careful. He doesn't want to get broken because momentum will be... or his momentum will be completely gone after that first set if he gets broken here. So that wide slice from Rune clips the baseline. Forehand on the line from Dimono. Backhand cross from Rune. Backhand down the line from Dimono. Clips the baseline. Steps in. Oh my God, how's he missed that? How's he missed that? There's a backhand on the line from Dimono. It's really good. Clips the baseline. He gets a short forehand from Rune. Steps in. And for some reason, I don't know what he's done there. He tried to smash the leather off it. And he's blasted it long. That is weird. That's almost like watching a club player get overexcited and just kind of swipe at the ball. Bizarre to watch. Breakpoint opportunity here, RUNE. Go says, what's Moratoglu's explanation for that? I think he said that basically in the olden days you'd used to slice, kind of. Oh, he's right. It was in, so he's got a let. A very good challenge. It used to be, you slice a bit further back in terms of contact point, but he said nowadays the modern slice you should be slicing in front of you basically, and like should be kind of like a I don't know how to explain it. What's it, like a swan or whatever? No, it's not swan. I've forgotten the analogy that you use, but I just yeah. I mean, Tsitsipas' slice is not very good, so I'm not quite sure how much I can take from his advice on slices. Anyway, backhand to backhand. Forehand from RUNE. Forehand on the line from Dimona. Backhand on the line from RUNE. Forehand cross from Dimona. Forehand from RUNE. Clips the net cord. Steps in Dimona. Puts it away. Breakpoint saved. Juice. Yes, I played, but it stopped because of RUNE, lol. Goes to his Federer olden days, apparently. Well, I think maybe he was referencing the older players, but I guess Federer is now retired, so technically, I guess, isn't the current generation. Good composure from Dimona there, though. Breakpoint saved. Brings it back to Juice. Serve out wide. Block return from RUNE. Beautiful serve and volley. I'm liking this. Great serve out wide. Beautiful volley. Advantage Dimona. All right, so advantage to him. He's got another game point. Oh, wow. That's clutch. I tell you what, this version of Dimona is a problem for anyone on grass. Maybe not like a Djokovic, but most players would find it very difficult to play Dimona right now. Massive ace down the tee from the ad side. I mean, we don't normally see Dimona hit this many aces for one, but also being able to dictate things from on this grass court, play so aggressively, but controlled aggression. One unforced error in that first set. Backhand slice is looking good. The volleying's looking good. Transition game. I'm impressed. Is that dominant eye thing important? I've never thought about it whilst playing. So I think it's about ball tracking, which, to be fair, I do believe in ball tracking, and the dominant. It makes sense, like what he said. And to be fair, when he explained it, and then I thought about my own game and how I hit my forehand, for example, and how I serve it, I was like, okay, well, I'm doing what I should be doing, so it's fine. If I wasn't doing that, I would probably try out what he was saying and see if it made a difference. It's worth watching. I mean, it's definitely an intriguing concept, and I think it does have some merit. Second serve into forehand. Dimona, forehand goes long. 30 love. RUNE starting off nicely in his service game. I personally think it is, Sean, but I guess you can still play fine without considering it. I am really into ball tracking, yeah. It's a drop half volley attempt from RUNE. Finds the net. 30-15. RUNE good with his challenges. To be fair, he's 99% right. Yeah, I mean, I play a lot. Well, I've played competitive cricket before as well, and ball tracking is really important. Interesting. Dimona, he tried to guess where RUNE was going to serve, went to the forehand side, and ends up looking a bit silly as RUNE goes out wide to the backhand. It's an ace from the ad side. Oh, he's tossed. I don't understand this. How can your toss go so extreme trying to hit a slice serve? That makes it so obvious. As soon as he tossed up, I knew he was going to try and go for a slice. He missed it. This time, though, the second serve's enough. Good play from behind his second serve. Good volley on the backhand side into the corner. 1-0. Jerome says fresh trim Fazan. Yeah, it is actually. Oh yeah, you wouldn't have seen it, I guess. I haven't done a video since I had my haircut, to be honest. Anthony's been taking over. But yeah, I think Jerome says what's harder to deal with, a fast bowler or a spin bowler? Why is there a six pass pick next to my name? So I'll tell you why in a second. Serve into the body of Runa. Oh, great reaction volley from Runa. Lob from Dimmoner's good though. Tweener from Runa. Drop volley from Dimmoner. Oh, what a point. Oh, what a point. Ridiculous reaction volleys from Runa. Dimmoner is pummeling him at the net. Then Dimmoner hits a beautiful lob. Really good lob. And Runa gets there, hits the tweener. The drop volley from Dimmoner, the composure is really... What a point from both players. Wow. 15 love Dimmoner. Great movement as well from both. Positive signs. At least in terms of movement for both players anyway on this surface, which can only mean good things for Wimbledon. So the Sits Pass pick is basically when you become a member, each month you get a different player. And it goes up until I think it's Federer is the last one. But it's like Tsitsipas, Medvedev, and there's Nadal. I think Alcaraz is one as well. Need to add some more. I'm scandalized with the atrocious Tsitsipas pick. Backhand goes wide from Runa. Could set up wide from Dimmoner. Also, Jerome, to answer your question, I'd say spin bowlers. There's less pace on it. Depends really, but prefer to face fast bowlers. Goes, when did Runa put on the white t-shirt? Actually, after the first set. After the first set, he changed his shirt. Did a classic. I've lost the first set. My shirt must not be working. Let me change it. Murray does that a lot. He changes his shirt in between sets. Is it normally a different shirt? Volley from Runa. Oh, it's not good enough. Dimmoner. He is picking off Runa at the net at the moment. I think Runa being, I like the eagerness to come to the net, but I think maybe not quite coming behind enough quality at the moment, Runa. Maybe he needs to pick his moments a bit better. So another block returning to the net from Runa. Dimmoner serving really well at the moment. 2-1. Jerome says, do you think it's actually a good shot to change a white to a white color due to the sun? What do you mean in terms of heat? Because you know, like black is more conducive to heat. Is that why you're saying it? I mean, he's wearing green and white before, so I don't think it makes a difference in all honesty. But I think it's more just they have a couple of shirts they probably like, and if one isn't working, I'll just chuck it off and put another one. Normally, I think it's Djokovic and Murray used to have the inverse. So, for example, if they had like a blue shirt with white trim, then say after a set or two sets, if they were resweating, they'd chuck it off and they'd put on their second shirt, and it would be a white shirt with blue trims. It'd be the inverse, which is always quite interesting to see. But yeah. Go says, does the UK even have sun? I can confirm it does as I'm sitting here, and there is some. I just figured out the maintenance guys was up on the step ladder with a spotlight. Oh, can you imagine? Now I found another crush. The song's always pretty good, to be fair, on a lot of these tournaments nowadays. The next changeover, I need to go. I'm in my room. Well, not in my room, I'm in my lounge of my home. I need to put my clothes out on the balcony to dry. The sun's out, as Ghost was saying, so I need to make the most of it. 1-2 here, Runa. He's a breakdown. Sorry, he's a set down even as well. So important set here, of course, for the Dane. Backhand from Runa. Interesting. Forehand from Dimmoner. I thought I'd clip the baseline, but the call, I think, was it out? Was it called out or in? It's in. It's clipped the back of the baseline. Yeah, I thought it was in. Has Runa, if Runa's challenges that, he loses the point. Yeah, that's a bad challenge from RUNE. Why did he change that? I don't understand that. I don't understand why you wouldn't just play the point. Unless he thinks it's out, it's his point, but he's lost the point, and we don't know whether he would have lost it from that point. But forehand from Dimona, forehand to forehand here. Dimona goes down the line. Backhand cross from RUNE. Slice from Dimona. Slice from RUNE down the line. Very good slice. Forehand cross. Forehand down the line from RUNE. Easy smash. Puts it away. The slice down the line there from RUNE was good. I have to say, very good. It's not an easy shot to hit. And he executed it nicely. Put him in a good position to then go forehand line. By the way, in the Hala semi-final, Bublik has taken the first set 2-1 on serve to Zverev. I think the British tennis players should honour Monty Python 1 year by entering their matches as representatives from the Ministry of Silly Walks. Very good. Very good. 15-0. Serve into the backhand of Dimona. Good return down the middle. Forehand from Dimona. Dimona occasionally tries to just almost go for too much. It just goes massive on some of his ground strokes. Doesn't happen often. It hasn't happened often. When it does, it just looks crazy. Let's crunch that forehand to the net. 30-15 here. Jerome says as if Djokovic's last loss on centre court was 10 years ago. Wow. Yeah, not surprising, unfortunately. So that was the backhand of Dimona. Backhand down the middle from RUNE. Forehand to forehand. Serve is wide from RUNE. Vim says, was Alex always good on grass? He's always been solid on grass, yeah. He's not like top 5 in the world on grass, but he's always been solid. Oh, what a return! Has he made that? Serve out wide from RUNE. Oh no, he's missed it, Dimona. Wow, okay. I thought he made that return, but he's missed it. 2-2. Here. Holger RUNE. Definitely played a little bit better this set so far, which is obviously a positive, but Dimona's not really dropped his level too much. So that wide forehand down the middle. Backhand down the line from Dimona. Forehand to forehand here now. Down the line goes Dimona. What a forehand. And those flat ground strokes that David was talking about earlier, they really come in handy on this surface. And he moves well on it as well. Just, as I said, in all honesty, I think against most players on grass, I think Dimona, this version of Dimona, has a really good chance against all of them. The only players maybe he wouldn't have is Djokovic, and that's probably it. I actually think he'd give anyone else, even an Alcaraz or a Sinner, a pretty good game. Not saying he'd win, but I think he'd be very competitive. This version of him, anyway. As RUNE hits the backhand into the net. Jerome says, when is it acceptable to start saying Djokovic could be the same or maybe even better than Federer when it comes to grass? I think if he wins this Wimbledon, I think he's level on Wimbledon's with Federer, if I'm not mistaken, on 8. Could be wrong. So yeah, you can say it then, I think. Forehand into out from Dimona, steps in, goes slice. Backhand lob from RUNE, it's out. 40 love. Dimona is just controlling proceedings on his serve at the moment, which is positive, of course. Ghost says the pacing of grass is a bit shocking after watching a couple of months of clay. But for me, it's very refreshing. Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice change of pace, literally. A nice change of pace. And I think that's why, that's what I was talking about earlier. I know, obviously, we won't get into the cost and everything, but I think it's nice to see these different types of tournaments and, paces, etc. as well. 2 game points that Carlos might win this because of the other's nerves. True? Third on the tee is an ace. Beautiful ace from Dimmoner. How many aces is that today? We have to have a look. Wow, that's so impressive from the Australian. That can't be right. Only 2 aces. I don't believe that stat. He's hit more than 2. No, I don't believe that. No, it's saying 2. Really? I think he's hit more than that. A lot of unreturnables. Maybe what Ghost was saying, we need an unreturnable stat because he's got a lot of unreturnables. Ghost says, I hear Fazan's son, Little Bjorn, in the background. Little Bjorn, yeah. Call him Bjorn for the sake of this channel. TNS app says 2 aces as well. Seems off. No, I think it's to do with the fact that an ace is a clean winner where you haven't touched it with your racket. And as you were saying, unreturnable serves, we need a stat for that because that's not catered in to the ace count. So on grass especially, there's so many more unreturnable serves. Gotta have a stat for that because you shank a serve wide because it's just too good. It's got to be accounted for somewhere. 2-3 here, Holger Rune. Lost the first set as well. Jones says, might be a discussion for another time, but do you feel not enough magnitude is placed on the Olympic goal for tennis? I know it's not a slam and it's best of 3 form about weight of the nation, etc. There's quite a lot of weight placed on it, in all honesty. I think a lot of people would say it's maybe on par with the ATP Tour Finals and WTA Tour Finals. It's definitely not a slam, as you said, but I think it's above a Masters 1000, but maybe on par with the ATP Finals. That's kind of how I view it anyway. That's my reading of it. But yeah, I mean, it's a big accolade to win. I mean, Djokovic, he hasn't won one, and he really wants to win. I'm telling you now. He will be playing next year in Roland Garros, and he'll be like, I don't know, he will be going for it big time. Forehand here. Down the line goes Rune. Backhand cross from Dimmoner. Backhand on the line from Rune. Forehand into the net from Dimmoner. 15 love. Vim says, I feel it depends on who you play to win the gold. Not necessarily who you play to win the gold. I think it's more who do you play throughout the whole tournament to win. If none of the big players are playing, then I agree. There's not really much to say about it. But if all the big players are playing and they just lose earlier on, then I think it's definitely a case of Sad on the tee, forehand from Dimmoner. Slice from Rune short. Slice forehand from Dimmoner as he approaches. Somehow gets to the smash. Volley. Is it put away? No, great get from Rune. Volley put away in the end from Dimmoner. Wow. Wow. 15 all. I mean, he's stolen that point, really, Dimmoner, you'd say. It's a ridiculous stretch on the smash. How did he get to that? Goes like, care less and less about the Olympics. Don't know why. Maybe I've read too much about the economics of the thing and it makes it less appealing somehow. That's fair. I mean, look, each their own. I mean, I get that. And I think Olympics is one of those ones, I don't think there's not really a clear answer about how big it really is. It's more a subjective thing. Sean says Olympics is all about track and field for me. That's definitely I mean, let's be honest, that's the core that most people are looking out for, right? When watching the Olympics, those are the core events. And swimming as well, I guess. Massive serve from Rune. Whoa, 132 miles per hour. That is huge. That's Kyrgios level serving. Bulking it up, it seems, Rune. 30-15. Fazan's kids must be really cute. I've only got one. But yeah. He won't be a pusher. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's funny, actually, we went to the park the other day and there's just like these local tennis courts. They're not very good, just tarmac, and I don't play there, but obviously some locals are playing there. And he ran over and started watching them like really intently. He just over won, and he wanted to go on the court. So I think next time I'll take him and with my tennis racket and serve a few and let him be on court. And I think he'll get really excited by it. Great serve down the tee from Rune Forehand return from Dylan as a block one. It goes long, 4-15. Jerome says, who are the 100-meter sprinters to look out for these days? I have zero idea. That's a really good point. Since Usain Bolt, it's been different, right? I think. Yeah. Johan Blake, is he still running? Massive serve down the tee from RUNE. 3-2, or 3 all even, as he evens things up here in this second set. Massive serving. I mean, he's serving sub 130 mile per hour, which is huge. Okay. No, he'll push to win it. He doesn't push. I do like the 4x4 relay races, yeah. There is a kid screaming indeed. Block return from RUNE. Massive forehand on the line from Dimona. Backhand into the net from RUNE. 15 love. All right, the question here now is, can Dimona continue to play at this level? If he does, I think he guarantees himself at least a tiebreaker. And it gets interesting because we'll see who holds up better in a tiebreaker. Dimona looking at someone in the crowd, something's going on. I don't know what's going on. What's happening? Come on, people. Someone in the crowd being silly. Oh. Oh, someone in the crowd, I think, needs medical attention, so they're going to have to stop playing for a bit. Maybe because of the heat? I don't know, maybe someone elderly, I'm not sure. But yeah, so there will be a slight break here until a doctor comes, I think, they'll probably take the person off court, well, out of the stadium, I guess. Sean says 4x4, great. I'd love the UK to have some better runners. Yeah, indeed. Indeed. Sean says hottest day of the year so far. Is it? It's not that hot, is it? Oh, it's 28 degrees. Oh, maybe it is then. It's quite hot then, I guess. It's very quite cloudy, so not really feeling it. But yeah, highs of 29 apparently. Tomorrow looks like it's going to be a scorcher. No cloud cover. It's going to be hot. Very hot. So, right, okay, I'll be back in 2 seconds. It's been interrupted, so I'll be back in 2 seconds. Just going to put my... I'll get a drink quickly. And hopefully that person gets medical attention soon, because we don't want them to... we don't want it to be anything serious. All right, we are back. 30-15 Diminer here serving. Serve out wide, backhand of Rune. Slice from Diminer. Forehand into out. Backhand from Diminer's good enough, the pass. It's good enough. Very low, stays very low over the net. It's an awkward little volley or half volley for Rune. 40-15. This is what happened. YouTube kicked me out for some reason. No idea. I'm still here. Was there a stop in play? There was a stop in play. Yeah, it was. So someone in the crowd was unwell, so they had to get medical attention, so they had to stop play for a minute or two. As Diminer shanks the forehand, 40-30. Yes. You want to Yeah. 40-30. Game point. Serve into the forehand of Rune. Back or forehand cross from Diminer. Then goes down the line. Slice from Rune down the middle. Short though. Forehand cross from Diminer's Justin. Block forehand from Rune. Good depth though. Forehand from Diminer on the front foot here. Drop volley. Rune's going to get there. Oh, he gets there really nicely. Makes it a little bit awkward for Diminer, but he does make the volley. The Australian 4-3. Some great points from both of these players. Diminer has been the aggressor, and I was saying it when the match first started that maybe he'll want to be. And I think Sean mentioned it at the start that Diminer has been more impressive when it comes to his attacking prowess, and it definitely has been. Goes to Little Bianchi. He does understand tennis etiquette. You should never talk during a serve, but exactly. Otherwise, you'll get death stares from the player. Don't want that, do we? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Diminer can do for the rest of the set. He's been very solid. Ghost says Rune can't compete with Demon at the net that much as kid. And that's interesting because I would have thought he could have. Maybe it's that nuance of playing on grass. Diminer just understands it a little bit better. He's got more experience, of course, on the green stuff as well. So obviously it's helping in some shape or form. Yeah. 56% of you have gone for Rune. No surprises there. Chances are I missed those little baby sounds. I'm sure my son will be back, so don't worry. I'm sure they'll be back at some point. Guys, well, thanks for tuning in. Do appreciate it. Do hit that like button. I can see a few of you have done so, so I really appreciate that. Do subscribe if you're new as well. We should be doing the finals tomorrow for Queens and Harlow, or at least one of them anyway. And then I'll be doing my Wimbledon power rankings on Monday after Harlow and Queens finish, and then we'll do a final one just before Wimbledon, but it'll be our first one. I've kind of held off doing one because, well, there hasn't really been any tournaments and any tournaments of note to do a Wimbledon or grass power ranking. So yeah. Massive serve out wide from Rune. Forehand from Diminer isn't made. Huge serving. Gino, you baby Bjorn's best mate. Can you have your kid on when he's screaming so I can keep some perspective, says Jane. I mean, he just does what he wants, to be honest, Jane. There's a volley from Rune as he approaches the net. And see, and to be fair, who was it? I think it was Ghost said Rune can't compete with Diminer at the net. Now, generally speaking, he's actually been very, very good at the net throughout his career, especially on the clay. But on the grass, I think the lower balls, and I think it coming at slightly more pace, he struggled a little bit. He's missed quite a few drop volleys today, Rune, and half volleys as well. Ones that you'd normally expect him to make at least a higher proportion of them than you'd expect him to make a higher percentage of them than he has been anyway. It's a double fault from Rune. This is a massive game, of course. He gets broken here. He's 5-3 down. Diminer will serve for the set and the match. 15-30. Serve down the tee. Rune goes into out, comes to the net. Backhand cross from Diminer. He made it. Oh, what a pass from Diminer. Holy moly. Oh my gosh. That is unreal. Clips the tram line, Dimona. 15-40, 2 breakpoint opportunities here. Because Jane loves it when males yell unusual, but I'm trying to judge. Oh my god. I just think Demon has more control over his angles. So out wide. Forehand short from Dimona. Good breakpoint save from RUNE. Great serve out wide. Forehand behind the Australian. 1 breakpoint saved. Perhaps Dimona's pace makes him second guess his volleys. That's a very good point. Maybe his court coverage means that he's almost trying a bit too hard to make sure that it doesn't come back, the drop volley or the volley. So out wide. Backhand, forehand into in from RUNE. Forehand to forehand. Forehand to the line for RUNE. On the stretch goes Dimona. Goes wide. So RUNE has just saved 2 break points. Team deserves this one. He's playing great. He does, I think. I really love RUNE as well, but I kind of want to see Dimona win. I want to see what this version of Dimona could do against an Alcaraz or a quarter in the final, because I feel if he puts his best foot forward and plays this level, he might have a decent chance. I genuinely think that. No, great comeback, please. Yeah, we'll see. So that wide from RUNE. Block return from Dimona. Backhand in the middle from RUNE is Justin. He thought it was out, so he stopped playing, but he's now carried on. Forehand. What a forehand from Dimona into the corner. RUNE is defending for his life. It's good defense, though. Drop shot from RUNE. It's not good enough. And that's why, exactly what Sean was saying, the pace, the court coverage. He goes drop shot. He gives himself a bit more margin. It's not good enough. Dimona gets there, swipes it away, cross court on the forehand. Ghost says, Baby Bjorn is off camera trolling the hell out of Holger. I'm familiar with that kind of laugh. That's his... when we laugh, he laughs at the same time. Jesus, come on, Demon. Come on! Like Daniel Collins. Yeah, exactly. So another breakpoint opportunity here for Dimona. Oh, interesting. RUNE's got a little code violation here for time, and he does that a lot. I mean, it's a tactical thing. A lot of players do it when they're breakpoint down, try and disrupt the rhythm. It's pretty standard. So he knows this is a massive point, right? Because this point goes to Dimona. He's serving for the match. Massive second serve. Great forehand though from Dimona. Goes forehand. Oh no! Now Dimona has a slight issue when it comes to closing out matches and breakpoint opportunities. I have noticed it in the past. He had it against Dimitrov recently. They played an epic. Had a lot of match points. Quarter as well a couple of years ago. He does have issues with it sometimes. He can get a little bit tight. That was a great return into the backhand corner. Then he got a short ball, went forehand into out, finds the net again. Makes the mistake. A few mistakes from Dimona here. Serve down the tee is missed. Gary says, Fazan, great to see you. Hello, QualityShot people. Hey, Gary. I've been keeping an eye on Ostapenko-Potapova. That's a great match, yeah, which is a high-level match. Yeah, loads of good matches going on. What's the score there? Let's have a look. Wait, is it even on? Can't see it. Oh, it is, yeah. Potapova to the first set. Ostapenko 5-2 up. Okay. Juice here as Dimona goes forehand into the net. Massive forehand from RUNE across court. Pushes back the Australian. He's not done yet. He's not done yet. Very interesting. Dimona needs to be a little bit better here in the big points. And if he lets this game slip away and lets RUNE hold, which is exactly what's happened, I wonder how much that might hurt Dimona. You can see him grimacing. Good serve on the tee. The block return goes long. He has challenged it. It has clipped the line. It's a great serve. Painted the line. Really good serve. 4-all. That's the thing, though, right? It can be a question of a couple of points because that ends up being a Dimona break of serve, and he had how many chances did he have? I think he had 3 or 4 breakpoint opportunities. I think he had 3 breakpoint opportunities. He takes one of those. He's serving for the match instead. He's in a tight second set still now here. Serve into the forehand of RUNE. Forehand down the line from Dimona. Needs to keep his cool here. Great volley. Rune gets it, he's going to win the point, surely. No! What a get from Dimona! Little slice from Rune. Dimona's going to get there. Forehand cross. Lob from Rune. Smash from Dimona. What a point! Oh, Dimona! Great point from both players. But the Australian, how in the world has he won that point? Oh, my word. He is so quick. Ridiculous. This is like Alcaraz kind of level stuff. I mean, he's so good. Entertainment value through the roof. Got to watch more of his matches, I think. Ghost says, Rune is an icy dude. I got to give him props for that. He is, yeah. Definitely keeps his cool. Good body serve. He's utilized that well today, Dimon. A massive backhand and clips the baseline. Little drop half volley is so good. Oh, my word. It's like watching Prime Federer. $30 left. Right. Let first serve here. Forehand is missed from Dimona. That is such a bad forehand. I've jinxed him, I think. Great serve. Gets an easy forehand. Dimona puts it long. That's happened a few times. Prime Federer, high praise indeed. Just like, maybe over-exaggerating, of course, but I mean, he's playing some really good tennis. Oh, good short return from Rune. Forehand is a good one from Dimona. Hey? Hey? Interesting. So there's a lob and they called it out, but Dimona would have won the point. But it's fine. It is out. So that was a retired fed forward. Yeah, exactly. It was. Yeah, sorry. No, I've been checking once in a while. It sure has been active elsewhere. Carry us over. You can just say I don't mind. It's not a problem at all. All friends here. Good serve out wide from Dimona. Ace from the Australian. What a way to seal the deal. 5-4. Rune is going to have to serve to stay in the match. Five for Dimona. Only half an hour long. Gary says, good game. Not good game at all yet. It's not over yet. Not over yet. Yeah, I would have obviously Alcaraz called it later on. I mean, we won't be doing it on the channel here, but I really would have loved to have done it. But it seems like the other people on the commentary team as well are not available to do it today. So it's going to be it's going to be one that we're not going to be able to do. But if you do want to tune in for a live play-by-play, then obviously Cam's going to be doing it. So go and check out his stream. For Alcaraz quarter, I know he'll be doing it. First serve points won today, by the way. 78% for the tournament for Rune. Only 58% today, though. It's a massive difference. And it's 4-5 here now. Rune serving to stay in this set and in this match as well. If I'm Dimona, I'm throwing everything here because the last service game, he went 15-40 down, Rune. Let first serve as he slices into the net. In frustration, he knows first serves are pretty crucial here, Holger Rune, in this game. 4-4, by the way, in the second set in Halle after Bublik took the first set. First serve goes long from RUNE. Second serve to be delivered. Second serve into the forehand of Dimmoner. Goes down the line. Backhand to backhand. Forehand down the middle from RUNE. Slice from RUNE. Forehand cross comes to the net. Little drop volley. It's not very good though from Dimmoner. It's very loopy. And RUNE with an easy backhand line. Passing shot. 15 love. It was actually the initial pass from RUNE was very difficult for Dimmoner to control. He did the best that he could with it. Wasn't enough. So that wide backhand in isn't made. Isn't made. 30 love Holger RUNE. So out wide comes forward RUNE. Goes into out with the forehand. Smash opportunity. Oh, he doesn't put it away. Dimmoner actually gets there, but he slaps it long. 40 love. If he'd made that, that would have been a ridiculous gap. Would have been unreal. Wowzers. Massive serve out wide from RUNE. It's an ace. 5-4. He's sticking with him. He's sticking with Alex Dimmoner here. Yeah, guys, this one has labeled tiebreak all over it. No, yeah, I'm guessing we're headed towards a tiebreaker. So am I. That's what I'm guessing as well. We'll have to see. We shall have to see. Nice cam. There's cam here. Oh, shank from Dimmoner. Shank from Dimmoner. Allow 15. It's got to be careful here. We're kind of discounting the fact that RUNE is very capable of breaking. Oh, thank you, Cam, for the 5 gifted memberships. Very, very kind. Oh, massive serve from Dimmoner again. He's found that in so many important points. Manor, Jorov, Jean, Emily, Biohacker. Welcome to the memberships and make sure you thank Cam. Because I think RUNE may have a mental edge on Demon in a tiebreaker. Tennis is just never over. We'll see. Good serve on the tee. Backhand into the net, though, from Dimmoner. Wow, you might not even need to go to a tiebreaker. If Dimmoner doesn't pick up his level again, it's a good serve. The return was right at the feet of Dimmoner, and he just scoops it out into the net. 15-30. Victor in the house. Owl and skiing. Oh, this is interesting. Swimming, snorkeling. Interesting emojis. No idea what that means. What's going on? What's happening? What? Oh, someone. Is it the same person that's not feeling well? So they're going to get medical assistance again. We're going to have another interval. In the nicest way possible, if it's the same person, do you not think that they should, like, take them out of the court and just treat them and then, like, make sure that they're all okay before bringing them back? Like, I don't understand what if it's the same person that is. If it's a different person, then it's kind of crazy because I know it's warm, but it's not. I don't know. Maybe just dehydrated or I don't know what's going on. Guys says, I don't know Dimmoner's grass court history. Is it good? Yeah, he's decent. Decent. He's a solid player on grass. Does anyone know why Novak is practicing on hard court, so maybe Rude will be in the final? Rude will not. Rude won't be in the final of Wimbledon. So normally what happens? A lot of people say that players tend to practice on hard court straight after clay to make the transition from clay to grass easier, so that you don't go from one extreme to the other. You kind of just you play on hard court for a few days or a week, and then you go back on, then you go onto grass to make the adjustment a bit smoother. That's what some players do. I mean, if it was me, which again I'm not a pro player, so it doesn't really matter what I think, but I would just go straight onto the grass because I just feel like, why not? I feel like chuck me in on the deep end and just let me try and fend for myself. Lex says Cam generous as always. Exactly. Yep. Yep. So 5 all hit 15:30. I mean, the intervals come at a really important time, and you could argue that it might be good for de Minaur actually, because de Minaur was struggling the last few points. He didn't look the best. He has been very good though for a set and 10 games, really. So if he was to lose this set, I think he'd be disappointed given he had 3 break points at. Well, he had break points at 3-4 on Holger Rune's serve. And of course, it meant that he would have served for the match. So a couple of them good points, good saves even from, or one of them I think was a good save from Rune. The other 2, I think he could have done slightly better on them. So, we'll see. Yeah, Sean says, de Minaur strikes me as a nearly man. Yeah, I kind of was saying that earlier, that he plays some epics against a lot of good players. Gets very close, has match points even in a lot of instances, and final set tiebreakers and whatever else, but doesn't seem like he doesn't seem like the clutch player, if that makes sense. Great get from Holger up to a massive backhand on the line from de Minaur. Forehand, that is so poor. See, that's what I mean. That's so poor. It's a great get from Rune on the forehand side. Great forehand lob, but it's sat up and de Minaur just tries to rip it. He just tries to hit the leather off it. It's unneeded on the forehand. 15-40. He's in trouble here. Because I think if Rune breaks, I think he holds. I think he takes a set. And then we're in for a very interesting third set. We'll serve out wide from de Minaur. Unreturnable. Tell you what, that will help. That will help the nerves. 30-40. Needs another first serve here. Victor has the Denmark flags out. So clearly cheering on Holger Rune. What's a nearly man? I've never heard of that. Nearly achieved success. Yeah. Casper's out vacationing. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like so close yet so far. A nearly man could be construed as someone who always makes finals but never wins them. Serve into the forehand of Rune. I tell you what, that's 2 good serves. The first one was the first, and the second one here, second serve into the forehand, but he hit it well. Rune's saying his heel's hurting. Rat juice. So let's see a little bit of another twist to the tail here. I think if de Minaur holds, could that hurt Rune when serving? Oh my god. That serve was so quick. I think it's like 100 and... I don't know how quick. I need to have a look at the speedometer there, but it wasn't in. This second serve is a big second serve. Backhand to backhand here now. Backhand on the middle from de Minaur. Forehand to forehand. Massive forehand from de Minaur. Slice from Rune is out. Wow. Tell you what, he's ripping it. He's really trying to. Is Tim Hemmon a nearly man? Yeah, I'd say so. Hate to say it, but I think so. Gary says, wow, could Bublik take out Zverev if he's serving for the match? Yep. Yep. I think he could. I think Bublik's going to do it. Serve into the forehand of Rune. He does hold. I tell you what, it's very reminiscent of that 3-4 game on Rune's serve where he went 15-40 down, managed to hold. de Minaur's done exactly the same thing here. So 6-5 here, and he's guaranteed himself at least a tiebreaker. I think he's going to have some chances on this Rune service game. Let's see. What was that? Rune, that little kind of niggle on the heel now as well. I just think he's a little bit a little bit uncomfortable. He hasn't played his best tennis today whatsoever. Almost feels like it's aligned for Dimona to do something here. If it goes to a third set, that's when it gets tricky, I feel, because it then becomes a real shootout. And I think Holger Rune has proven that he's pretty clutch in those types of moments. So if I'm Alex de Minaur, I'm putting a lot of energy into this next return game, trying to break and take the set. And if it goes to a tiebreaker, he's got to stay mentally really strong and almost going to lockdown mode. We saw Djokovic do it at Roland Garros, and it'll be slightly different on the grass, of course, slightly more aggressive type of mindset. But I still think Rune, though, in a tiebreak, a lot of you were saying that he's probably going to be the favourite, and it's very hard to disagree with that, especially given de Minaur knows he's probably played the better tennis this set, but he could still end up losing it. It's been close, but I don't know what you guys think in the chat watching, but I still think he's played better than Rune. The level has been better. The question is, there's been a few errors leaking in for de Minaur the last few games. Can he cut those out? Oh, that was very close. Served on a tee from Rune, almost paints the line. Second serve here for de Minaur, big point. Massive second serve. Holy moly. Forehand is missed though from Rune. The return down the middle. And that was 119 mile per hour second serve. What is going? He's just going for his serve, Rune. That's massive. The forehand from Rune goes wide. Love 15. Rune is almost hitting first serves for second serves at times. Serve goes long. From Rune's second serve here. Ghost maybe Dean will put in a massive defensive performance in the last game and close out second. We'll see. Oh, that's so poor. Second serve. Again, he's really going after his second serve here, Rune. I think that's 110 miles. He's just absolutely hitting the leather off it. Absolutely huge serving for the second serve. He's basically hitting two first serves at the moment. Almost like Maxim Cressy. First serve finds the net. Second serve here. Needs to make these second serve returns. The second one, he didn't make it, de Minaur. Found the net 15 all. This is a big, big chance, though. Big second serve again. Slice from de Minaur. Backhand in the middle from Rune. Backhand to backhand. Backhand cross. Backhand to backhand again. Slice from Rune. Forehand cross from de Minaur. Forehand on the line from Rune. Surely he's won that point. Oh, smash opportunity. Puts it away. Yep. He does. Gary says, we are so right about grass. Can't believe all the great matches and tournaments happening all around us. Can't decide where to settle and watch. Sean says, big balls. Tennis balls aren't made of leather, Fazan. They're made of magic. Yeah, exactly. 30-15 Rune. Yeah, he's definitely... He's taking some risks here, Rune, but they're paying off so far. Massive serve out wide. Drop shot. de Minaur's not going to get there. Oh, he does. But he can't make it. So 40-15. Looks like we're going into a tiebreaker. Matthew. Bublik beats Zverev in 2 through to the half final. Crazy. Bublik 3 and 5. Bublik to win Wimbledon. I wish grass season was longer, frankly. Yeah, same. Yeah, I agree. I wish it was as well. Great serve down the tee from Rune. Backhand miss from de Minaur. Right, we're going to a tiebreaker. Predictions in the chat. Who do you think is going to win the tiebreaker and by what scoreline? I'm going to go... You know what? I feel like I kind of want de Minaur to win this. I'm going to go de Minaur more with my heart than anything. I think Rune is the favourite in the tiebreaker. I'm going to go de Minaur. Rune started serving really well, by the way. I'm going to go de Minaur 7-4. Served on a tee. Backhand is in from Rune. Good return. Backhand to backhand here. Forehand cross from de Minaur. Forehand to forehand. Forehand again from de Minaur. Forehand down the line from Rune is missed. One love de Minaur. 7-4 Rune, says Sean. Yeah. Yeah, it's not a bad prediction. Tiebreak record 4-5 for de Minaur, so he's got a losing record in tiebreak. It's 13-6 for Rune. He's won double the amount that he's lost. Rune, de Minaur's lost more than he's won. Casey says, hey guys. Hey Casey, how you doing? So, disparity there. Rune 7-5. I would be thrilled if Demon proved me wrong. Yeah, same. I kind of want him to win. So served on the tee. Return from Dimona. Backhand on the line from Rune. He's missed it. Oh, it's a bad miss. He doesn't think it's in. He's challenging it, but he doesn't believe. He's shaking his head. He doesn't believe he's made it. It's more of a hopeful challenge, I think. No, he's made it. Oh, he has made it. He thought he'd missed it. So they'll replay the point, I think, because Dimona had actually made the forehand. So Penko breaks his KC. Yeah. If anyone called a Bublik RBA final in Halle, which could happen, you're a savant. Yeah. James, yeah. Bublik, I hoped, but I didn't truly believe. Shame on me. Bublik, yeah. Second serve here. Oh my god, what? Holy moly. He's gone for a first serve again on the second serve. Has Rune. How quick was that? 126 mile per hour second serve from Rune. Mate, this is like John Isner stuff. This is crazy. I wanted a Bublik Ruby final. Well, you could get that as well. 1-1 here. Massive serve out wide. Slice is in from Dimona. Forehand to forehand here. Drop shot from Rune. Dimona's going to get there. What a get. What a get from Rune, though. Into the open court. He's missed it. He's gone long. How's he missed that? He's got all the court to aim at. Oh, it's a bad, bad miss. In my defense, you never know. Bublik, it's so true. Jane seems likely. Sasha Bublik on quick courts versus Zverev's money. Demi 7-0, says Lexi. Well, Rune has already won a point, Lexi. Izzy can hit 145 miles per hour, but I take a point. No, I'm talking about second serve. I'm talking about second serve speeds. So John Isner normally hits his second serve around 120 miles per hour. His second serve, that is. So Holger Rune just hit 125 mile per hour second serve because he's just hitting he's hitting first serves for second serve. So it's different, but still. Slice from Rune down the line. Slice from Dimona into the net. That's very, very cheeky. That's a little bit pushy from Rune. Makes it a bit awkward for Dimona. Dimona misses it. 2-2. That's a bad miss. I missed the match. Going to need to watch the replay. Yeah. Hey, David. Can Rublev make it? Everything getting heated. Don't know, Suzanne. David says 7-5. Dimona, I believe. Oh, my bad. Serve out wide. Comes to the net. Dimona doesn't need to volley. It's a great serve out wide. He's utilized that wide serve from the juice side beautifully. Miss forehand. 3-2. Dimona still on serve. Ah, Cam, thank you for the 10. That's very kind of you. Hey, Cam. Hey, Cam, indeed. Cam, are you doing Dimona? Rune, you must be. Yeah, you are. Oh, yeah. So that wide is missed from Rune. Yes, Cam rooting for Demi. Demi, it just sounds like you're talking about Demi Moore or something. Second serve from Rune. Forehand to forehand here. He went for a kick serve that was quite tight from him. He didn't go for the first serve, the second serve there. And he shanked the forehand. I tell you what, Rune up here, he was like, you know what? I'm gonna win this. I'm just gonna hit second serve, 120 mile per hour second serves. I'm gonna go for it all out, and I'm gonna win it, and I'm gonna hold my nerve. But as soon as he went 3-2 down, he kind of lost his nerve a little bit. Missed a couple of easy shots, and that's it. He's now looking a little bit tighter. That second serve was a kick serve on the ad side. Well, not a lot on it. And it's a massive change from the first few points. So 4-2. Dimona's got the mini break here. David, nice. Bublik hot legs, eh? Bublik's got hot legs. It's just, I don't get that. Fair enough. Serve out wide is long from Rune. Oh, a little between the legs. Oh, let's see. Second serve. Let's see. Is this going to be a tight? Is he going to go for a normal second serve? He does. No, he doesn't. That was 121 miles per hour. Forehand to forehand here. Goes down the line, Dimona. That's a massive from the Australian with a 5-6 tiebreak record this year. Rune's got a 13-6 record. I mean, it's a massive, massive difference. But Dimona, the Dimona that's playing today, this is a different Dimona to what we're used to seeing. It's a level above. I've enjoyed watching. I'm hoping if he makes the final, he brings this level. That's the only way we're going to get a good final. And he's got match points. Massive serve down the tee. Forehand from Rune finds the net. 6-2, 4 Match points for the Australian to make his first Queen's final and meet either Carlos Alcaraz or Sebastian Korda in the final. Serve out wide. Block return goes wide. He does do it. Oh, wow. Clutch. Clinical stuff from de Minaur. Takes it at the first time of asking. Massive serving performance from him. Not just that. Played really, really well. Only one unforced error in that first set. Holger Rune, to be fair, didn't play too badly. But de Minaur, I mean, he was a level above at the net as well. Looked really good. Transitioned beautifully. Some very big, aggressive hitting. And looks so good defensively as well. The confidence, and that's exactly what David's saying here. What a top level from Alex. So confident. Yeah, you love to see it. And we're hoping that, and I'm hoping that he's going to bring that level to the final and going forward as well in Wimbledon. And, yeah, for sure. Guys, thanks for the 2 as well. Appreciate it. Great call for Zon and Child. Much obliged. Yes, I'll pass on $1 to my little one. Great for Demon says, Ghost, David, look at his legs, so lean and long. What? What? Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, well, thank you guys. Really appreciate it. I will try and do... What's tomorrow? The finals. I'll try and do a preview, although I've got a late one tonight, so it depends. I'll try and do previews for the finals of Harlow and Queens for tomorrow, and hopefully it won't be me doing the finals, but hopefully I think Anthony's free tomorrow, and maybe David is. I don't know if David is as well, but it'd be good to cover both Harlow and the Queens finals because they're going to be good, I think, by the looks of it. So keep an eye out for those as well. But if you do want to catch the Rublev RBA match and an Alcaraz Korda match, then I'm assuming... Well, I don't know, actually. I think Cam's doing Korda Alcaraz, even. So if you want Korda Alcaraz, then go check out Cam's channel. If you want RBA Rublev, I'm not sure who's doing that, if anyone. Let me have a look if anyone's doing that. No, I think everyone's doing Alcaraz Korda, which I guess makes sense. So, yeah. Anyways, let's go through the comments and we'll wrap up. Katie Bolton, Alex de Minaur just winning trophies each week. That's true. Ghost on fire. Power couples, no more Stefan Sosa. It's Sidosa. Yeah, exactly. David Stefanosa. Yeah, who is he playing against? Who? So Alex de Minaur is playing against either Alcaraz or Korda, and that's the match on after. So Lexi, go and enjoy that. I know you love Seb Korda as well. Right, okay. Guys, thank you very much. Stay safe and well, and look out for the previews and look out for the finals tomorrow that we'll be doing as well. We'll see you guys very, very soon. Appreciate everyone's support. And also, thank you to all the members. Thank you for the super chats as well, Ghost and Cam. And also, Cam, thanks for the gifted members, of course, as well. We'll see you guys very, very soon.